This presentation, titled The Potential of Virtual Auditing and a Critical Analysis of ICT Skill Sets for Auditors, comes to us from Sajid Iqbal. Sajid has more than 7 years of experience working with government agencies, INGOs, and universities to promote innovation, develop M&E frameworks, conduct management system audits, advocate environmental and youth policies, and design and implement developmental projects. He worked as a consultant at GES, Bangladesh, leading various energy efficient improvement initiatives and M&E projects. Sajid also led the research and insight team at the Social Innovation Lab, BRAC, supporting the world's largest and #1 NGO to simplify and adapt technological and process innovation. Sajid was listed on Forbes 30 Under 30 Social Entrepreneurs list in 2018. And with that, take it away, Sajid.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks so much for this very bold introduction. So hello, everyone. Thanks for joining me. Hope you are safe and well during this pandemic situation. So throughout the whole presentation, I'm going to talk about potentials of virtual auditing and a critical analysis of ICT skill sets for auditors. So what is virtual auditing? Simply, virtual auditing is a new way of conducting audit activities without being physically present at the audit sites and locations. So these days, it is only possible due to the advancement of science and technology. If I further deep dive to some of the theoretical references, the definition and scope of virtual auditing is first introduced in ISO 19011-2018, which is the latest and enforced guideline for auditing management systems. So you can actually assume how new the virtual auditing terminologies are to the management system auditors. If you further look into the Annex A of ISO 19011, which provides additional guideline for the auditors on how to plan and conduct audits. A15.c and A16 tell us more about the importance and the appropriate technologies, auditors' competencies, and conduct virtual audit activities and different other things to consider regarding virtual auditing. So these are a few of the examples of the audit activities which we can conduct virtually. And later I'm going to discuss further how we can conduct different kind of activities and audit different virtual locations and audits throughout the support of ICT technologies. But before conducting any kind of virtual audits or planning virtual audits, we have to go through the whole process and we have to plan it properly, discuss and vet by the auditee. So in the next section, I'm going to talk more about the audit activities that we can conduct virtually in relevance of pandemics. So let's try to understand the importance of pandemic and the growing need of virtual auditing. So what happened in the last couple of months? COVID-19 started spreading all across the globe. And as of September 2020, it took more than 900,000 lives, imposing months of lockdown everywhere, which has shut down regular trade and businesses. As a result, tens of millions of people lost their jobs globally. Because of this sudden pandemic shock, companies are now mostly operating virtually, where health and safety became the utmost priority for all. So starting from auditing to closing meeting, we can conduct various activities virtually, but many things depend on the audit scope and other influential factors. In the next section, I'm going to elaborately discuss about various things to consider while auditing virtually. Let's now talk about opening meeting as an example. We usually present the audit scope and the plan at the opening meeting with different stakeholders, which includes top management, the program personnel, observers, partners, and other relevant parties. Now think about present situation. Is it actually possible to arrange a gathering with 10 to 15 people in a room and safely discuss about the audit issues? Difficult, but might be possible depending on the size of the meeting room, number of participants, and maintaining 2 meters distance. What if the employees or participants are remotely working from home? How they're gonna attend the meeting? Considering all these circumstances, it is not only easier to arrange a virtual opening meeting in platforms like Zoom, Skype, and other ICT technology issues, which will not only ensure reasonable participation, but also ensure social distancing and health safety issues. Nowadays, due to the advancement of ICT, it became possible to present and moderate such meetings to a wider range of audience remotely. Similarly, we can conduct interviews. We can have access to different cloud-based records for our evidence. We can run data analysis and also inquire about any issues virtually. Now, we need to be aware of several issues while conducting virtual auditing. First, we need to understand the audit objectives and extent of the program. Then, the most important part is to conduct the technological assessment of the auditee or the audit client, because this will help us to understand and identify the technological orientation of the client. It will also help us to identify the required technology and understand the possibility of conducting audit activities virtually. Here, data and confidentiality issue is another important thing. Finally, the most important part is to integrate both virtual and physical audit activities to cover the whole audit scopes. These days, ICT knowledge became a common requirement for every profession, and management system auditors are not an exception. Information and communication technology refers to the use of technology for communication and to process information. Some of the different components of ICTs are knowledge about hardware, about software, communication tools, and data sharing platforms. After an in-depth literature review and discussion with audit professionals, we can say 5 ICT skill sets are a must for management system auditors. First of all, an auditor needs to have an in-depth knowledge about few of the ICT hardwares. Most importantly, the central processing unit, CPU, or the laptop. The auditor also needs to have a broader idea about video and audio devices, internet connection, and router. Conducting virtual meetings and interviews, it is very important to select proper microphone, webcam, speakers, and headphones. Secondly, basic knowledge about the operating systems and software are not enough. To conduct virtual auditing activities, an auditor should have an advanced knowledge about different file sharing platforms, video conferencing applications, and data analyzing software. In my next slide, I'm going to talk more about these softwares and platforms. Auditors also need to have the competency to understand ICT data policy and protocols of both the client and technology partners. Skype, Zoom, Google Drive, and almost all the widely used platforms are a third-party software. So we need to have clear understanding and we need to be very careful about the data privacy and confidentiality issues while using such technologies and platforms. Cybersecurity is another upcoming issue that we need to explore and learn. While virtually auditing, auditors need to know how to ensure data privacy, local and international ICT rules and regulations, and ethical protocols. For example, if you want to record any interview, it is mandatory to take written consent from the interviewee in most of the countries. To adapt the changing work culture and pattern, auditors need to be tech savvy. So tech savvy is another must skill set for management system auditors. It means interest in new technologies, openness and willingness to learn and apply new ICT tools to enhance the quality of the management system audits. So as I already mentioned, some of the very helpful apps that makes the whole auditing process easier are few of the file sharing apps. For example, Google Drive, Dropbox, or Box, where auditors can share different data, different presentations, and slides very easily. During the pandemic situation or the present situation, the video conferencing application is playing a vital role to make our life easier. Zoom, Skype, WebEx, and there are varieties of different platforms which auditors can utilize to arrange different opening meetings, closing meetings, and also to conduct interview of the auditees and different personnels. There are several other enterprise communication tools such as Slack, Microsoft Teams, Google Classroom, and others, which is very helpful to track different activities, coordinate and cooperate audit team members, and achieve the audit objectives in a certain period of time. We can also use some collaborative apps like Trello and Jira. We can also use it in our cell phones so that we can easily track our progress and our upcoming deadlines and deliverables. Data analysis software is also very important that auditors need to master in so that we can collect different data. We can collect data from our audit clients and further analyze in Google Sheets, Microsoft Excel. We can use SPSS, we can use R, Stata, and other softwares. So how we can learn and gather this, how we can learn and gather competencies regarding these softwares and technologies. We can learn it online. We have a lot of available online resources. We can go through these technology platforms, self-learning modules. We can also learn from different other professionals. And as auditors, we can share our own competencies online and train different groups in different countries and different places of the world. So this is all about my presentation. I hope you liked it. So if you have any further inquiry, please feel free to reach out to me at sajid@change.org.bd.
And thank you, Sajid Iqbal, for that overview of virtual auditing and the necessary skill sets for ICT auditors. And that concludes this presentation.